Hello everybody, my name is Jagiero and welcome back to the Afterlife. Look at that majestic cathedral behind me. I love it, it's great, it's turned out really well, and as I mentioned in the last episode, this is just a great view of it as well, where you kind of get the tower behind it in the mist. Love it. Okay, but today we shall be working on something to go with this build. Okay, we're going to expand the build over the water. And as you can see, I've started doing a little bit of work over there. And here it is up close. So this is one of the pillars for a bridge that now attaches to the seabed or the lake bed or the whatever this bed is. I've also done the same thing on here for the ruined bridge here now has a point there that also attaches to the ground. I didn't want to do that initially, mostly because I feel like if I attach these legs to the ground, they'll just look too long and like thin and spindly and not very structurally sound. So I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'll figure something out, see how we can make that work a little bit better. But since the last episode, I've mostly spent my time gathering materials for today's build. Mostly How are there still mobs in these? Like, I've got a bunch of gaps, okay? There's a bunch of, like, open spaces around the place. And I keep finding mobs in them all the time. It's fine. Also, I keep getting drowned that come up this bubble vator here. So I'm safe. Nice and safe, feeling okay in my storage room, and then suddenly I get shot in the face with a trident. It's not fun. What was I saying? I've been gathering materials, mostly deep slate. Deep slate is one of the, obviously, the biggest materials that we need for these builds, and what actually has happened because of that is that I have gone to the wrong section of my storage room. Where is it? It's there. It's fine. I have gathered up a whole bunch of diamonds. Lovely. I'm going to kill that zombie. I'm going to find a zombie. I'm going to kill the zombie. It's fine. A whole bunch of diamonds. Do you know what, though? I don't really have a use for them. But we do have a shopping district on the server at spawn. And here we are. So as you can see, we have a whole bunch of shops that have popped up around the shopping district. So this is great. This is lots of people are building around the place. So that's great. Yep. Obama has officially been taken over by our fearless leader, Mr. All Out J. So we have a lovely wool shop here. I don't have a wool farm, so that could be very useful indeed. And it's a beautiful build, by the way. But also, what do we have here? This is villager stuff. Okay, so we have a void trading hall. I don't know what one of those is. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that. It's fine. Mr. Blondskunk has this shop here. I believe this is Blondskunk, so you can buy some glowing sacks. But also, I noticed around here we have some shulker boxes that he is selling Unbreaking 3 books, mending books, and also elytra. Now this obviously means that the guys have been to the end. They have defeated the Ender Dragon. I was unfortunately not able to take part. The end is open to us now. But it's a very scary place, so how about I just spend a whole bunch of diamonds on an elytra? That sounds like a good idea, right? I could also do with some shulker boxes. I haven't seen anyone selling those yet. But if I have an elytra, it makes getting around the end to actually farm myself some shulker boxes a lot easier. I'm going to go for it. Okay, we'll do this. So what is this? This is 25 diamondes. How do I... Okay, 25 diamonds. That's a lot of diamonds, okay, but you know, it's an elytra, it's worth it, right? And also, I just have a lot of diamonds, so it's fine. Let's take a few of these books as well. So these are 2 diamonds each. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. Very good. And some mending books as well. I might as well we'll get 3 of these as well. So you know, a bit of. Apparently I can't count. A bit of a shopping trip here. But that's fine, because I have loads and loads of diamonds. What else have we got around the place? Limited supply. Lifetime supply. Lifetime supply, 64 diamonds. What? So you could just, like, take them? Okay. Oh, okay. So these are flight duration 1. These are flight duration 1. 1 diamond per stack. I'm going to ask about this. I don't know if that's exactly what that means, so I'm going to ask about that. But Might as well go get myself some rockets. Now, today we are building a mob farm, which does mean I can get a whole bunch of gunpowder to make my own rockets. So I'll just take maybe like 5 stacks. And yes, I know someone's going to be really annoyed that I've ruined that lovely pattern that they made, but I don't care. Now, one other shop that I'm also very interested in is this one here. So this is Ancient City Loot, 2 diamonds per slot. So what have we got here? We've got Swift Sneak 3. 2 diamonds. I think, honestly, that's a bit of a bargain. Yes. Okay, I actually want these. So per slot, I can get 16 Skull Catalysts. I literally only need the 1 for a little project, but 2 diamonds, I'm going for it. That. Why can I not count? That's 2 diamonds, and I'll also take Swift Sneak 3. It's fine. Okay, it's fine. Now, Swift Sneak, I believe that goes on pants, right? You may notice I'm not wearing pants. I was wearing iron pants and they just broke as well with the chest as well. So, yeah. So I can get some new pants and now I can put Swift Sneak 3 on them. Very nice. And I've also got this Skull Catalyst for a bit of a project. Alright, check this out. This is my very, very incredibly basic zombie spawner farm here. Now, if I place down a Skulk Catalyst, let's try it. Let's try it there, see if it'll work, okay? We'll place down a Skulk Catalyst there. Now you can see I've got a whole bunch of cobblestone surrounding it, as well as these 2 stone blocks here. So if I kill some zombies, that happens. Okay, so it spreads the Skulk. Unfortunately, it didn't spread it to these 2, which is a bit frustrating, but we'll see if we can get it to do it, okay? No? Okay, that's fine. So, Skulk will spread. Ah, there we go. Okay, so it carries on for a while. Like, Skulk will spread to blocks that you don't necessarily craft. So, things like cobblestone, it won't spread to, but stone, it will. That's a rough rule that isn't actually, it doesn't stick to that all the time, but that's the basic idea. Okay, so we keep killing these. See if it'll spread. No. I think it does it like the side where they die. So if like they die that side, it'll spread that side. If they die that side, it'll spread that side. That's my thinking of this. Anyway, so we've got some Skulk here. What do I have on me? I have the wrong hoe, but we'll go with that anyway. Okay, so I have a diamond hoe here. Now, the hoe is the tool that you use to get Skulk, except you need a Silk Touch hoe. But as you saw there, when I mined this with the hoe, I got some XP. So we can use this to generate a whole bunch of Skulk and generate a whole bunch of XP. Or, if I had a Silk Touch hoe, I could get a whole bunch of Skulk. So, I want to make like a really basic farm out of this, where a whole bunch of zombies die near a Skulk Catalyst, and it spreads a whole bunch of Skulk, and then I just like dig it all up. Now I know you can automate it and stuff, but I haven't found a design for that I kind of liked the way it works just yet. So I'll have a look around for that, and then in the meantime I'll make like a really, really basic thing. Yeah. Alright, so I've just got this temporary setup here. We have zombies going up a bubble vator and then dropping down onto this dripstone thing here. They have the Skulk Catalyst here and then a floor of stone. And as you can see, the Skulk Catalyst is then spreading the Skulk to the stone, and all I have to do is dig it away, either with a regular hoe to get XP or a Silk Touch hoe to get the actual Skulk blocks. Now, I actually really have some lovely plans for this lovely block, so I'm going to dig up a whole bunch of this. Maybe even, okay, I could use this for a shop. Okay, so maybe I could sell it in the shopping district. That's the one plan for it, perhaps. But actually, I do need a whole bunch of it for some plans I got for myself. Now, this is not the most efficient setup. Okay, this is really not. There's probably like way better farms for this, but for what I want, I'm sure this will be more than enough. What I could do is make a stone generator, so that when I dig away the Skulk on the floor, it automatically just generates another stone floor in its place. So that's something I could do. But you know, I'm fine with this for now. Temporarily, this is going to be perfect for what I need. Alright, so with that out of the way, how about we do some actual building? So what I'm going to do now is build a bridge across to where the mob farm is going to be. It's going to be a very similar bridge to this one over here, with a broken section in the middle and the struts broken at the top. So there we have it. How about we get a better view, shall we? Using the elytra. Honestly, I have missed it a little bit, but it does mean that I don't like walk along things like the bridges and stuff. So I kind of miss that. Okay. Now you can see how this is going to progress when we build a lovely tower here as well. I like this. It's got the broken bit in the middle of that support strut there. I like that a lot as well. Yes. This is having the effect that I wanted, where from a distance you just see all these like ancient ruins, and they're like coming out of the fog, and then they're just like they have all the contrast between the darker colours and then the grey of the deep slate. I like this. This is going to work really well. So now I need to build the actual mob farm, and I'm going to use a tutorial from Ian-X04, who's like the new go-to tutorial guy, because his tutorials are just, they're really in-depth. He explains sort of why things work the way they do, and then a very easy way of showing you how to actually build it as well. So we're going to go with that, and it's going to be a really simple one, and then we'll build the thing around it. So there we have it, 9 layers of spawning platforms there with a timer at the bottom. Let me just take a look in free cam mode. Love this mod. There is the timer at the bottom, and this is all connected to all of this scaffolding. Now, from what I understand, scaffolding is used because apparently mobs, when water is floating on a regular platform, mobs can push back against it, but if it's on scaffolding, they can't. I'm not sure if that's actually still true, but it actually makes it a lot easier to build. So that's fine by me using all the scaffolding. And yeah, it's a really simple system. It works really, really well. So there. So all the mobs will eventually get pushed off of these platforms by the water, go down into this water platform below, float towards the middle, and then drop down to a bunch of hoppers and stuff that I'm going to have in a little build at the bottom there. All these blocks around the side, they look a bit random. Don't worry about that. That will make more sense at the end of the build if it doesn't now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So what I'm going to do now is actually the first stage of when I was planning this build was I built the mob farm and then just encased it in like a tube of blocks. So yeah, I'm pretty much just going to do that right now. And there it is. The tube, the mighty tube. As you can see, once again, like I said before, the blocks look a bit random, but don't worry, they will make more sense later on why I've gone for these particular choices. Okay, once we get the structure around it, it will. You'll see. You'll see. Okay, don't worry about it. So yeah, very basic. It's just a tube with a thing at the top, a platform at the top, just covering up to block the light out. There are some gaps here because I don't have the blocks currently to actually fill those in that I need, but that's fine. Ooh, little bit of lag, it's fine. And I've also built a platform down here. Okay, so this is where there's going to be another little build. This section here has a bunch of hoppers go down into a tiny storage system. Yeah. Again, this will all make sense. Don't worry about the choices of blocks. It's fine. It's all going to be good. I don't really know where to go next. So what I did when I was designing this build was I had this tube, and then I knew that I wanted some sort of walkway around it. And I've once again gone for this kind of walkway here, this sort of curved slope going all the way around it. I don't know if you can hear, there's an aeroplane outside. It's fine. So I'm gonna do that. Essentially, I'm gonna go all the way around and go up towards the top, and then we'll have another little walkway going this way, so that we can have a bridge out to a build over here. And then I've got to fill in the bottom of this section here, and then the actual bottom build here. So there's still plenty of work to do. so here is where we are currently at. I have built the base at the bottom here, so that we now have a place for the mobs to fall down and hit, and this is all built up. Lovely. Unfortunately, I have not done the underwater section of it just yet, but I will be doing, okay? It's fine, okay? It'll be reaching the seabed. It's fine. I've also detailed the underneath of here, and I didn't do this on camera because this was such a massive pain to do. You have to build like platforms below and keep pillaring up and doing a little bit and then moving on. It's just a pain, okay? But this is all done now, so that's all out of the way at last. So you can see what I've got is a kind of like really thick wall around the outer edge and then a bit of a structure in between, and then it matches below as well. So it's almost like the structure has just split and fallen to the seabed. That's kind of what I was going for, methinks. I was trying to get an effect that I got in creative, and I'm not necessarily getting it as much here. Maybe I will once it's all built up a little more. So it goes really dark in there. In fact, it's gone really dark in the center at the minute. You can't see actually what is there. So that's the kind of effect that I wanted. But once you get the rest of the structure built up, it goes even darker around the edges, and you can sort of barely see inside. It's just such a great atmospheric effect. Hopefully that works later on, though, anyway. So what we're going to do next is, as you can see, these lines going up here, they go all the way to the top. So we're going to carry on this pillar on each side going all the way up to the top. And then there'll be like a structure at the top. And then we have, like I was mentioning, the walkways going all the way around and to the side. So I guess that's probably what the next step is. Yeah. Alrighty, so we are on the home stretch for this build now. If you saw in the time-lapse, I have built a whole bunch of this upper section. We have these little openings up here, and you can see something that I hinted at earlier on, okay? Because I textured all the tube around the mob farm with different blocks like these darker black blocks, then later on it goes a little bit lighter. And you can see why. So this is like an arch window kind of thing, with all this texture behind it, and it's like a shadow, so it's darker at the top and it gets lighter towards the bottom. So it's supposed to be like an open window into the tower, but obviously I can't have an open window into the tower because it's a mob farm. It has to stay all closed to the light. Now what I could do is have used tinted glass so that no light gets in and you can see inside it, but I don't want to see a whole bunch of scaffolding and a mob farm inside this tower. That would ruin the effect of it. So I've done this instead, and I think it looks really good. I think it works really well. So yeah, and you'll see a lot more of that in the detail further down on these sections here. Okay, so that's why it's all textured like that, like I did originally. Okay, so here we have the shapes at the top. You can see I've got the walkway and then it curves underneath. I've still got some detail to do under here, all of this wall, and obviously the roof as well. But yeah, so the curved walkway goes all the way up to the top and then swings around to this section here. So this might look a little bit weird here, but actually I kind of like it. I really do. So I think it works out quite well in the end. We've got like 3 flat walkways at the top, one there, second one there, and one on that side as well. So yeah, very similar to the bottom section where you have one to... Okay, just two on the bottom section. That's fine, because the rest of it fell off. Yes, that's what we're going with. All right, so this opening here might actually open up into another bridge, going to another build over this side, or I could do it from this section or even this section. It doesn't matter, you know, I've got lots of options there, so that's great. So what I've got to do now is detail some of this stuff under here, these walls, and then finally the roof. And so, finally, it's done. It's all finished. And as you can see, I can walk all the way up to the top now and look over at the other side of the Abbey. I don't know. I keep calling this the general structure. Okay, all of these structures together is technically the Abbey, but this is the main part of the Abbey. I don't know. Okay. I need a name for this place, you know? And what I'm going for is, I don't know if you know this, but I am, in fact, a vampire. Surprise, I know. So I've gone for like the red roof as kind of like a tribute to like blood and stuff like that. So I need like a name, and this Abbey is in like a bay. So like something Bay Abbey, but I don't know what the something is. I want it to relate to blood somehow, but not like Blood Bay Abbey, because that just sounds stupid. Okay. I was looking at like I was going on like Google Translate to translate blood into different languages and stuff, but none of them sound cool enough, you know? I'll find something. It's fine. How about we take a look at the structure using the FreeCam mod? Beautiful. Yes, I really like this. This is one of my favorite builds that I've ever done. So that's really cool. Really happy with this. You can see the texture of the original tube around the mob farm has been used to add these shadows to the underneath these arches and stuff. And yes, it's an eye. Okay, someone mentioned in the comments of the last video that this section here looked a little bit like an eye, and that's true. And originally, when I was first designing it, it looked even more like an eye, and I changed it. But I've gone back on that for this one and just done an eye. I just like the look of it. I think it's cool. And it's got these like tall Gothic arched windows above and below it as well. And I think that looks great. And you can see the mobs falling down and dying, and it's really cool. And you can see what I was talking about, where it really sort of blackens up this down here, adds this shadow to it, so you can barely see in there. Which is great. I really love that. It's so atmospheric. Yeah, I'm really happy with this build. Okay, let's go to the top. We've got a dome shape. Now, I keep trying to do domes, and they don't necessarily work very well for me, but this one looks okay, I think. I figure domes usually look better on a larger scale than this, but it works, I think. It works fine. And the walkways at the top have this kind of like curved roof above them as well, which I think works rather nicely. We've got the crosses recessed into the walls, and we have these like curved spikes at the top there. I like it. I think it's working out really nicely. Okay, so yeah, we've got the eye on all the sides that it can fit. There's just 3 of them. The other side at the back, we've got one there. Here, doesn't have it because it can't fit. There's a big stairway in the way, but that's okay. It looks fine, you know? So now we've got a choice. As I mentioned previously, I was talking about having an extended bridge from this section. I feel like that might go to the island there, so that might work out rather nicely. Or you can, you know, do an arch and have one of the supports on the island, maybe. I'll figure something out. The one thing I'm a little bit worried about is this. This is my favorite view of the structure, like I mentioned previously, with the tower in the background in the fog and all this. And this looks great. I really like the look of this. I'm just a little bit worried that if we add more structures in front of this, it's going to just overshadow that and you won't be able to see it. So that's a bit of a problem. But we'll see. We'll see how it works out. But yeah, I really like this. I feel like every time I say, oh, I'm really happy with all this, I'm like blowing my own horn. But honestly, I think it's turned out exactly how I wanted it, how I pictured it in my brain when I was first figuring this out. So that's really cool. This place is coming together rather nicely. What I would like to do is do some sort of structure here. I'm thinking, I don't want to do a lighthouse, but maybe like, I figure like a lighthouse is probably like too modern, but how about like a tower with a big bonfire on top of it? That could work, right? I feel like it could. If I could just go over to... If I could use my elytra properly, please, thank you. If I could just go over to here, behind the structure. So we have this hill and then like an opening to here. I was thinking about doing some sort of huge gate with like a bridge across it so you could walk over to here, but I don't know. It'd be a weird angle, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something like that, and then we have like a wall and stuff. I'm fine. I'm still not used to the elytra. I'm definitely going to end up killing myself using the elytra, just flying into a wall. Absolutely going to happen. One thing that's been very frustrating for this build is I've done the underground bits here, and these guys, they will not leave me alone. They are so annoying. I hate them. Why are they added into the game? I need a bunch of Nautilus shells so that I can make a conduit, and then hopefully that will kill them all off. I don't really know how that works, but I'm just kind of hoping that's what's going to happen. But with the tower done and the mob farm all finished up, that is all I've got for you for today. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, leave a comment, and if you'd like to see more, click the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.